Hello and welcome back to everyone on the rest of the debate and to another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. And yeah, big show today. We've got lots going on. All of the fallout from Night of Champions still, and yeah, we really are starting to build up to Money in the Bank. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be a busy episode of SmackDown this week. So let's get straight into it. And we started things off with Austin Theory, and he celebrated his win over Sheamus as Night of Champions before thanking Pretty Deadly for the help. The duo walked out and said it was their pleasure before the Brawling Brutes came out and were ready to fight. And it was then time for the Brawling Brutes versus Theory and Pretty Deadly. Prince and Holland kicked off the match, and Miss Butch was tagged in early on with the Brutes in control. Theory and Sheamus tagged in soon after, and the latter hit a big slam. The Brutes then came in with the Irish Curse, Backbreaker, and the White Noise on all three opponents. Sheamus got the broke kick on Austin, but the Deadly dragged Theory outside to save him from the pin. Theory came back with a big powerbomb for a near fall before we got a big sequence, ending with a beat to the battering on all three opponents. Theory then hit the 8-arm down on Ridge before the Deadly hit the spilt meat, letting Theory get the win. And yeah, this was really good. A good introduction for Theory and Pretty Deadly, really. And yeah, really worked nicely with our opponents. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. So let's go was backstage, and Paul Heyman told him that he got an Adam Pearce to ban the Usos from the arena for Roman Reigns' 1,000 day celebration. We'll see about that. Before it's time for the OC versus Hit Row. Ashante and Anderson kicked off the match. And Top Dollar was tagged in early on before Hero took control. Beefheart then got a cheat shot on Anderson before he hit a spinebuster on Adonis. Gallows then tagged in and took Adonis before joining Anderson for the Magic Killer, picking up the win. And yeah, this gets a 5 out of 10 from me. To be honest, I just don't get what they're doing with either of these two teams at the moment. Yeah, it just kind of felt like a nothing match, unfortunately. So yeah, unfortunately it gets a 5 out of 10 from me, especially with the OC. I really would like seeing them doing something a bit more now, at least especially with AJ Styles, who's been in and around the World Championship picture. But there we go. Grayson Waller was out next to interview Oscar after winning the Raw Women's Championship. After a recap of the match, Waller pointed at the Money in the Bank briefcase and stated someone on the roster might come after her. Io Sky came out and the two started yelling at each other in Japanese before Bayley came out to clarify. Bayley said she and Io would be in the qualifying match for the Money in the Bank. Before Shotzi and Lacey Evans said they would be as well. Selena Vega was out next and said she would too before trying to qualify. A shouting match began and Oscar shut them up and told them no one was ready for Oscar, but Bianca Blair came out and attacked the new champ. Officials separated the two before we headed for a break. And yeah, this is kind of chaotic. But you know, it's really good. Enjoying the whole stuff around the Smackdown Women's Division at the moment. Or the Raw Women's Division, it's confusing all the titles. But yeah, it all worked really nice. So you can see it all tying into one. And yeah, definitely wouldn't be against Oscar v. Blair again. The Money in the Bank ladder match looking spicy. Cameron Grimes was backstage and said he wanted revenge on Baron Corbin, who was a free agent. Before it's time for Lacey Evans versus Selena Vega. Lacey hit a tree mark right hook before the match started, and after the bell, she got a quick only fall off a clothesline. Evans then got a headlock in before Selena broke out and sent her into the turnbuckle. Selena managed to get a takedown before hitting a code red for the easy win. With that, Selena Vega qualifies for the Money in the Bank ladder match on SmackDown. And yeah, this gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I mean, it's good for Selena Vega to qualify. Bit of a shame for Lacey Evans. It's just so stop at the start. But, you know, definitely happy to see Selena in it, and that's going to be really good. But, yeah, I don't know. It gets 6 out of 10 for me. It was an okay match, but probably right result. Monsterz Ford then took on LA Knight. The two traded strikes before Ford got a clothesline and a back body drop before Knight dodged the standing moonsault. Knight came back with a crossbody before so he hit some elbows, but Ford rolled out of the way. Ford then got a near fall off a big stand before they took each other with clotheslines. Knight then caused Ford on the ropes before he pushed him down and he missed a blunt force trauma. Knight then reversed the roll up and used the ropes to pin Monsterz. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, really good stuff. LA Knight so over. Monsterz Ford is bloody great. So yeah, on the whole, it's just a really, really good segment. LA Knight getting a win in the Money in the Bank ladder match. To be honest, I really hope he wins it. He's so over. And yeah, I just think it'd be a really good decision. But yeah, on the whole, throughout this was just great. Triple H was then out next to tell us how Roman Reigns was better than the legends from our childhood. The game then thanked Roman for his service and unveiled a new undisputed title belt from him so that Reigns, or rather Heyman, doesn't have to carry 2 belts around the whole time. The Usos showed up and Jimmy stared Roman down in the ring as Jay placed an divided eye contact. Roman told Jay to kick Jimmy in the face, but Jay silently looked away. Jimmy got on the mic and said Roman was a menace to society and a terrible brother to them. He heard that Roman was using Solo before he noted that the Usos were only relevant because of him. And yeah, Solo then got on the mic and said that he acknowledged the tribal chief, but the Usos were his brothers before joining them, and Roman tried to talk back, but instantly got smacked in the face by Jimmy. Jay then tried to mediate things between Jimmy, agreed they should work together. Roman was torn, but hugged Jimmy before saying no. Solo then hit Jimmy with a smoke strike, and out of nowhere, Roman walked away. Heyman asked Roman about Jay on the way out, and Roman said Jay would fall in line when he always does before SmackDown went off the air. And yeah, this was a brilliant... throughout really, it was just so good. what was going to happen with the Usos. Kind of went a bit more than I expected to. But yeah, the breakup is, well, it's basically already here, isn't it? It'll be interesting to see where it all goes from now on. But yeah, on the whole, this was just such a good way to end the SmackDown. And yeah, I kind of like the new design too. Overall, SmackDown this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I thought it was a decent episode of SmackDown, and the main event kind of really up to the level, but there were some bits throughout it that I wasn't really convinced about. So yeah, on the whole, a bit of a mixed episode of SmackDown, but on the whole, I would say pretty decent one, and I enjoyed it. And yeah, definitely looking for Money in the Bank, because that's going to be an interesting card. But anyway, guys, that's it for you. Thanks so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and lots of comments. I'm going to show for daily wrestling news and subscribe to my channel. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.